Hello, this is Derek from Volition Recording Studios. Welcome to my 4-part video series on the artist's journey in the music production cycle. We're going to go over everything that's in the process of the music production cycle, and we're also going to come up with some solutions, some tips to help you overcome some of the struggles and challenges you'll face during this process. So we get into the preparation phase of the music production cycle. Preparation comes down to 6 important ideas, and the first one is understanding where your role is. So are you an engineer? Are you the producer? Are you the artist of your project? You want to identify where you stand and focus all your time and effort on that role. So point number 2 is hiring hands for help. It takes a bunch of people to make a dream come true. So what I mean by that is sometimes it's just better off to hand off your project to someone you can trust that you know will do an excellent job. You want to save as much time as possible and just focus on what you want to truly do. So even though yes, maybe you are multi-talented in the sense where you can mix, you can master, you can record, you can easily get everything done from start to finish. But then the most precious thing in the whole process of the music production cycle is really the time. So instead of editing, have someone you can trust to edit. We get into point number 3, which is how will your music be produced? So where's the location? Will this be at a home studio, or would this be essentially at a local studio? Whatever the case may be, you want to consider a few things. Is that if you're planning to do this at home, you want to make sure you have all the equipment. So your audio interface, your microphone, your headphones, the proper space to record. Let's just say if you're planning to record in a room in your closet, make sure at least you have some clothes or some thick material to absorb some of the sound. So that will guarantee you at least have some quality recording out of the space you have. If you're going to a local studio, you want to consider the budget, the staff, and the most important thing is that you want to scout out these studios and ask for some demos. What I mean by demos is you want to make sure that there's some clientele or people that has been in that studio and has had that experience with that studio, and you want to hear the work and you want to make sure that what they're doing is to execute your music project. Point number 4, practice. It's very important to be familiar with your music. Spend as much time as you can with your music. In fact, spend most of your time until you get very comfortable with everything you need to do for that music project. Point number 5, accommodations. So this is a very exclusive one to studios, as you want to make sure that when you're going to a studio to get your music made, you want to make sure that it's easy to travel to, there's plenty of food around, or in this case, maybe if you prefer home cooked food, you prepare some and make sure you have some ready. And if you're close to the local music store, that'll be great as well, because sometimes maybe things can break, and if you are a guitarist or if you play some sort of instrument, you want to make sure that you have your back covered, and that worst comes to worst and you do need to step out of the studio, that you have a music location or store in this case to help you out with that. So we get into the final point, and that is clearing up your schedule. So what that means is any last second tasks, duties, errands, whatever the case may be, you want to finish addressing those as you approach the recording date of your project. So whether that be in a studio, whether that be at your own house, you want to make sure you address everything and there is no outside distraction affecting you during the music making process. I hope this has answered some of your questions regarding preparing for the whole music production cycle as a whole. I know I haven't covered exactly 100% everything in this video, as the next set of videos will cover the full production, where we talk about songwriting, where we talk about arrangement, mixing, recording, mastering, and also marketing and the well-being. And those will be in separate videos, as I feel like they are very important topics to talk about and to highlight. And this is essentially just the very beginning of all of this. The more prepared you are, the easier it will be to tackle each of these processes as they come along. So if you enjoyed what you saw today, please consider subscribing to this channel for more music and audio related content.